Gary Vee just dropped 47 slides of content, and yes, he talks about how to do organic reach and increase your brand visibility and increase your sales. Crazy video. He dives into deep into analytics and all this cool stuff. It will just change your perspective, dude. Like it will change how you thought about organic marketing. Organic marketing isn't just now about standing up in front of a mobile and just speaking and uploading a video like I used to do. The whole landscape has changed, and you need to watch this video to stay up to date. Boom. Now we are on the slide, and these are the 47 slides Gary we just dropped. First of all, he talks about what is day trading attention, and then the evolution of attention, and then he talks about this TikTokification of social media, and then the modern advertising framework, comment as a creative, and then the rest is purchase review. It's about the book and how good the book is and everything. Okay, so let's dive into what's day trading attention. Simple. Day trading attention is compared to stock market trading, so where you look at all the graphs, you analyze everything, do some research, and then you buy and sell stocks and make money. Day trading attention is similar. You buy and sell information, you buy and sell attention, not only information but attention also. What Gary Vee is trying to tell here is day trading is the number one skill set to do these two things, to get as many build your brand as much as possible, and then sales, make a lot of money. And also in every business these two are very important aspects. And next, again, like here, like he compared the whole thing to a day trader, how they trade, do all the research, and they know what's going to happen. Similarly, day trading condition is also similar. Indexes are not just RSI, moving average, and all of that. Here it's more about engagement, CTAs, and all of that, which we will dive more deep into. It's not just about the basic numbers you see in your ads. No, no, no. This is way more than what's going to happen. So yes, now let's move on to the next part, the evolution of attention. So how has attention been flown? So how I understood is, let's see this as a slope. Before, to grab attention was a huge resistance. You'd have to write on a wall so many people could see it, and then there were letters, so that became easier. And if you are an Indian, pigeons were the thing. And next, it's radio. Radios were easier than this, as you just record in a big studio. Before, there is really big studios, and that caravan reaching to many people was easy. And then it became TV, and then the surge of mobiles, sorry, the computers, where there was like MySpace and Wine at that time. Yes, then that was trending, and finally now we are on phones, and the resistance is nil. Like if I were to draw this properly, it would be equal to zero, bare minimum, no resistance. It's just you pick up your phone, or you just record like I'm recording on my laptop, and it's that easy. You upload it. Now let's get on to where the attention is. If you are a company, if you are not living under a rock, like these are the places where your customers are. That's where the attention is. That's where more people are into. That's why social media and digital marketing agencies are there, because this is where attention is flowing. And where attention flows, energy flows. And here we are talking about money energy. At this point, Gary Vee is explaining how getting on social media is really important. I hope you already know the importance of social media. If not, again, don't live under a rock. But yeah, what many huge companies are focusing on, right? As soon as they increase their budget, people have stopped focusing on mobiles. What people think is, okay, mobile is for if you have lower budget. No, mobile prices are also going to increase because of the demand of it. If you see in the marketing scope, if you run paid ads, prices are increasing every day. You have to more focus on increasing your lifetime profits from a customer, or else it's not going to work. Because like Dan Kennedy says, the one who spends the most gets the attention or gets the sale. That's it's all about. But yeah, basically attention's here. Yeah. If you are increasing your budget, go for that part. That's simple. But many people think, oh, if I'm having a huge great actors, many people run ads with actors in them. They talk about this. It's not going to work anymore. Like people are on phones. That's where most of people's attentions are going. Like even news channels and many other such channels are coming on phone. Even Geo Cinema is on phones. This technology is where everything important is. And if you're not on phone, you are not existing in this world almost. Okay, now Gary is talking about some examples which I really liked. And by the way, these are all organic. This is not paid ads course. Now let's talk about Nathan Apodaca. If I'm pronouncing his name right. He's a potato factory seller, and he was crazy. He was like, he's a Gary Vee fan, obviously, like I am. He makes a video on sipping some juice, and he's skating throughout the country and singing a song. It's a basic video. Before uploading though, this is a cool story. Before uploading the video, he was like, should I upload this? I think it's a little weird. I mean, I'm really nervous, something like that. But he remembered one thing Gary Vee said. No matter what, just post it. And that's what he did. And guess what? How many like views that thing got? 90 million views. This guy just became famous overnight, almost. Not overnight thing. These things take time, but also it's like it's how crazy, right? Before getting 90 million views on TV was like you'd have to put millions of dollars in. Guess how much it cost him? Let's say the juice cost him like $10, and the skateboard cost him like somewhat of $100. I don't know American dollars, but yeah. So basically, it cost him so little to get over 90 million eyeballs to just view this video. Crazy. And next, this is a company called Walgreens. They sell gummies. So these gummies come under plastic like this. So not plastic per se. They come in this like this sachet kind of thing where you peel it off and you eat it like that. And like these videos, their organic content marketing, they became so famous that they sold out, and people were reselling these for like $10 to $20 on eBay in America. eBay is like basically a second-hand market, like quicker in India. That's how crazy it is. And the views you ask, 9 million, it's right there. So it's just crazy, right? How people are able to get attention using this. And by the way, you might think in TikTok is not in India. Then I want you to focus on where the attention is flowing. You know, where people are getting their daily dose of internet, or whatever I'd like to call, where they are watching their videos. TikTok's gone, but then many other apps came. Now mostly people are on Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts. It keeps on changing. The diagram of this whole internet and the whole aspect of internet, it keeps changing. It keeps revolving. That's what Gary Vee already also discussed in this slide. So now Gary Vee talks about why is this important. So, I mean, obviously, if you are like a digital marketer and if you're watching this video, you know the importance, right? So now people are moving away from TV commercials. They are moving away from all those big banner ads you're watching, all those I mean, not influencers, all those actors which are on the TV, gone. Now people are like into like completely different things. Cold calling people, but also cold calling is a little old according to me, bias. But also other stuff like creators are more influential. Now instead of companies hiring one big like actor or a creator or a musician, they are now hiring influencers, mini influencers, like 5, 10 of them, because they know that's going to reach more attention. No, because like the spectrum has completely changed, and if you're like not up to the mark, you lose your customer. Like even your competitors might just steal your customer right away. Like it's that crazy. Yes, but don't get overwhelmed. Not so like very daunting and all of that. Possible, but we need the right tools. We need the right people. We need the right mindset and attitude towards it, and everything is possible. So now the TikTokification of social media. Basically, let's understand what TikTokification here is. So Gary Vee divides this into two spectrums. Let me get there. Here he's talking about how consumers are shifting. See, before it was walls, and it was in walls, TVs, radios, and now it's computers and mobiles. So you remember the previous timeline. If we zoom in from the computer and the mobile part, we'll get this timeline. I mean, Gary Vee did not specifically mention it, but this is what happened. MySpace completely dead. Facebook is used by older people. Twitter has become X, and they had to change the everything and all of that. I don't know what this tool is. I think it's Tumblr or something. Very rare people are using it. Instagram has changed its strategy. Vine's no longer existing. Snapchat is used by influencers, and now TikTok. It's also getting banned. So if you see that all the attention keeps moving on. So before it was like people were on. If you would remember, there was this Google created this social media app. It did not work, but like most people, it was trending back then, and people used it. That's where attention was. And now it's back to YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels. If you ask in India, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and those other apps, short form apps which are people are doing. I don't even know if they exist, but your customers would have to find it. Even LinkedIn India is strangely moving like an app. More about all of those details later, nitty gritty. As I was talking about social graph and interest graph. So let me explain how social graph works. So basically, you remember the Pokemon cards. One day your friend was like, "Hey bro, look at these cool cards, Pokemon cards. Everyone's using them. Everyone's trading them. Everyone's playing the games, and some people are even gambling their Pokemon card." It was all the hype back then. Currently, people are also now collecting, but back then it was like crazy hype. And the hypes back then were created by whom? By your classmates, by your friends, by your people around you who influence you directly. If you knew about Surf Excel, it's because your mom used to buy them. But now everything has changed. The whole aspect has changed to interest graph. People are moving from social graph to interest graph. Even if you analyze Facebook, right? Facebook before was about just making more friends and all of that. It has completely changed. Now, if you see in your feed, it's not about your friends anymore. You're consuming content. You're consuming reels. You're consuming so much stuff at the same time. And do you know though everybody in them? No, you have recently met them, right? And that's because of interest graph. Not everyone's interest is the same. Before, if your friends like Pokemon cards, you'd also have to like Pokemon cards. You can't be a guy playing in your PSP anymore. It's relatable to very few people, but yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right? Interest graph. It's about about, let's say you are a specific person, you are a 24-year-old who likes Indian classical music and also likes gaming. That's a little specific. And you have a business problem, interest driven attention. So you are getting content on your feed by the algorithm. It doesn't mean you optimize yourself for algorithms. So you optimize yourself for people. So you know what's important is people, not the algorithm. That's a keynote. TikTok started this interest based thing. Like before TikTok 2 was like this weird app, and then in that there was a for you page. Even for now, it's just the in Instagram, the for you page has been just shifted to the explore page or the reels page. You just get random content based on your interest. So that's what is happening right now. As soon as TikTok launched this and this worked, everyone's trying the same thing. The Instagram reels are just interest based. Even like Twitter's like new feed is not your friends or your friend circle anymore. It's completely changed. And then YouTube Shorts, obviously, and LinkedIn's feed itself is like almost videos. Now if you see your LinkedIn comments, they are still old, but if you see the videos, before it used to be just posts, people writing long texts. Now it's both posts, long text, and also videos. So like this is just crazy thing. And also another thing in LinkedIn is now they're shifted to interest. Yep, moving on. Before, the way, what people used to track their things on is the number of sales. Okay, today I run an ad, I get these number of sales. That's a metric. But now what the metrics are: engagement, followers, even the sale in a way, but the click through rates, the scroll stopping rate, or the hook rate, what many people call, is such things are now how the whole advertising spectrum is working now. If you go on Facebook ads would be cost per click and all of that, because you're paying money to run ads. But if you're doing organic, completely different spec. You're focusing on all the technical parts. So this gets into the brand building because there is no direct action related to it. Now let's discuss the modern advertising framework. So he has broken down this framework into 6 parts: the cohort development, the platform and culture. Each of them are really, really deep if we understand them, which I'm going to deep down now. And then the strategic organic content, amplification of that content, post creative strategy, and then videos people want to watch. So this is a basic graph. I could not honestly understand this, but like he'll show it again, so we'll understand it in a minute. Cohort development is not the basic cohorts, like before cohorts used to be like these seminars where people attended for a short period of time. It's like schools and colleges, but different. A modern example would be AVTV. They conduct cohorts like every month or so, and basically for video editors. You can check them out. Really awesome, guys. Basically, like I mentioned, the cohort, right? What cohort here means is, instead of dividing it in months, here it's divided in interest. So you can reach out to each and individual people. See, that's why Andrew Tate, I believe, like kind of became famous at the moment, before the moment, because each of his advice was sent by many people, but in different ways for each interest. So let's say he talked about this content here, or the other content. He just became controversial, and he talked about all these stuffs, all these important stuff, and that's why he was able to get segments of different groups together with into his course and all of that. I mean, he's controversial and all the other things, rest of them, but these are cohorts, basically segments of people you can reach out to. It's before how it was, right? You just make one ad, send it to in the TVs and all of that, and everyone watches it. Okay, they remind it, and you can reach only to few people who would vibe with it, or you would have to make your ad so that everyone understands your ad. Now that's not the case. I can use a completely different language. నేను తెలుగులో మాట్లాడొచ్చు, నేను కన్నడ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, मैं हिंदी में भी बोल सकता हूँ, and you would understand it because of cohorts. Let's say you're a Kannada speaking person who's into business. It's a very specific niche. You're a Hindi speaking person, you're into a specific niche. Exactly, here it's language, but people can be divided on many different bases on interest specifically. So before how it was, right? Everyone just likes ice cream, and everyone gets the same old vanilla or the chocolate or the butterscotch. That's what used to happen. Now you get different ones. You get the peach, the, if you are an Indian, you like almonds, the Raj Bhog, the Kesari. If you are an American, the mint chocolate, and all of these, like, people are divided into different. My mouth is watering. People are divided into these different segments. Like one wants this, the other wants this, and you can curate specific solutions, specific results for people, which is going to maximize your profits. Kind of think about this. Let me use this part. Let's say, instead of you just selling people course, let's say this box is a course. Now people are not into this. Now people are not buying how to become successful in life. That was Jim Rohn era. Jim Rohn era gone. Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins. I mean, Tony Robbins now is excelling and he's amazing as always. But like in the Jim Rohn era, how it was, right? It was too vague. Earl Nightingale, all these people, what they used to do, used to sell you success, how to become successful, how to earn more money. It's a simple basic. Now it's specific. If you are a businessman, you go to Rajiv Talreja or any business coach or any business consultant. If you want to improve on personality, you want to go into dating, you want to improve yourself personally, you want to make more friends, personality development. So even in success, literally, there's so many definitions and there is so many different stuff happening. This is what I would like, this is what cohort would mean. And also even in personality development, there are a lot, like the features I just explained. Like one is dating, one is getting six packs, abs. That's even specific, exactly. Or people on a lose weight fast for some event. That's specific problem, and people are willing to pay like a lot of money to you for a specific solution. So now the second concept or the second framework is platforms and cultures. So basically, let's understand what platforms are. Well, duh. Platforms are Instagram, Facebook, Twitters, all these platforms. They are platforms where you can put your content out. What type of content? Reels, posts, stories. You can just put static images, long form content, short form content, text, long text, short text, all of these types. So that's what platform is about. Culture is completely different. Again, culture is all about understanding consumer behavior, behavioral science, the psychology, the mass psychology specifically about each people. The Taylor Swift concert era happening right now. That's a type of culture. Coldplay type of culture. Diljit also a culture. So all of these are just a form of culture. They are also using these platforms and they are creating their own culture. And also culture is something which is trending. Most people think only controversial things trend. No, most of them do, but not always. Like in the previous examples, was there anything controversial? No, it was actually very interesting. And it was really something like people sharing genuinely what they think and what they really need. And by the way, amazing fact about those gummies, all the 9 million people were specific. They're interest based. Like people who wanted gummies were the people who were English speaking and they were American. They were into gummies and they can eat candy. That's one another, that's what they were into. And so you created this specific cult like ish, not cult per se, cult like following you had. So cultures on based on many things. It might be tradition like Indian culture. Like currently there is this whole Gen Z people getting into all this Hinduism or religion, that completely whole culture. And then there are like Gen Alphas who are talking new words such as skipd, riz and all of that. That's one culture. So all of these are culture. Kylie Jenner is a culture. You get the point. I'll not use more examples. So that's what is happening. By the way, many people are interested in this, like what format I should put my content in, is the dimension and all of that, which is good. That's also important. But on the other hand, culture is also really, really important. Like you're talking about what they're interested in, right? You can't just keep blabbering about your products and service and expect people to just get you. No, you have to attract a specific type of culture. And now Gary Vee gives two examples how pack works. So in these videos he's talking about how people can do the craziest things and grab attention. And crazy does not always have to be bad. Like I always used to preach this, crazy will always win. Crazy, if you are the craziest, you win. That's all, full stop. So like for example, he talks on recent example of how NFL and Taylor Swift got together and all the American culture. So now let's understand like how this CAC is works. So basically let's assume two different things, right? Let's say you are a lawyer who has to team up with a cupcake company, completely random and not possible in India, but in America it might be. Like you can be like completely random and create a whole new culture. Can be anything as like crazy and which has like never been done before kind of thing. That's in a way crazy too. And you're also mixing two cultures together, which will grab much more attention. Yes, now let's move to the third point, the strategic organic content. So basically Gary Vee wants you to think of organic content and not just posting content out there, just putting it out. No, before you post, before you like, if you start the thought of posting an idea through, you have to go through all this analysis and all of this stuff. And on top of that, after uploading, I have to do more analysis, like what has went well, what has went not went well, and this whole thing. Here it's called SOC because many people just think about just posting it out, right? Here Gary Vee adds this twist as it is are also very, very important. How I like to think about this is it's strategic creative. So basically you are being creative at the first, but you're also making sure that it's logically also making sense. It's also making sense based on analysis, based on people too. Just like some people say, yeah, you have to go what your heart says. No, you have to do what your heart says. Like, follow your gut and stuff like that. But when you're following gut, you also use some common sense, right? So that That common sense or that logic we use is here is strategy, here it is analytics, here it's science. So basically SOC is is basically into formed into the six questions. Yes, there are six. These two are not in the book, that's why he says beyond the book. So let's get to the first four parts. The first four are really basic. So first one is about the size and dimension, like what are we doing? Achha, are we doing a reel, are we doing a post, are we doing some kind of story, or like Instagram live, or what is the dimension of it, or what platforms feature are you using? So like you might think of just uploading, that's what I used to do, just record a video and upload it. That's not going to work. So using the in-house feature, what you can do is, Gary Vee gives this crazy idea in this. He says write up an article. Let's say there is Medium, you can try out Medium, or make your own blog, write an article and just record yourself, using the green screen filter in Instagram. It works wonders. It's like you are the one who wrote that same thing and you're making a content on it. That thing grabs attention. And also people are not using all these features. Like why top marketers are marketers? Because they use all these features. Like let's say Alex Hormozi recently used the green screen effect. Gary Vee has been using it. And also like recently, like not recently, it has been a few, I think like month or so. Like in the previous year, many people just started putting posts out, right? And now recently this Instagram has changed the dimensions of the posts and all of that. You get the point. So the thing is, like, everything keeps changing, so you have to keep updated on it. Also try to use these future features. Like after this video, I'm going to just try all the features. I'm going to make videos and I'm going to just check them out, like which one works, which one is cool, and like I just want to do what I love. So like people, when they talk about passion and all of this, right, it's about having fun and also being a little logical. Acha, if this is the thing, let me use the science behind it. It's about trying everything and that stuff. So I like this part. Like it just opened my brain up. Oh, you got to use those two, kind of like that. Until now I just used to upload videos, like I just record them, edit them, upload them. But now the spectrum has like completely changed for me. And then does your copy reference, here it means copywriting. Yes, does your copy reference contextual elements from the platform? For example, if you're using Instagram, you are talking too professionally, not going to work, dude, because Instagram is for casual personal things. And if you go to LinkedIn and you post a dance, completely weird. So it would have to be contextual. And here he's talking about the copywriting, right? It should make sense to that audience. Let's say you are already a well established company or a influencer, you'll use the lingo specifically used in Instagram differently, and in YouTube differently, and in LinkedIn different. So it's going to be completely different for all the platforms, and it will be completely contextual too. Like you don't say you don't make a joke when you're in a funeral, right? It's kind of like that. So it'll kind of be weird if you even try to do that. I'm not about the funeral thing, don't do that. I'm talking about the platforms. The next thing, are you using cultural trends within the each platforms? So like how he mixed this, right? He's talking about TAC previously, and he like, are you using culture, my bad, are you using cultural trends within each platform? So like for now in YouTube, high edited reels are trending. Are you using those? And now let's say always there will be these memes, trending audio, whatever it's trending, you gotta use them, dude. Whatever format. Let's say recently green screen was trending, you use that. You just see what every content creator is doing, you add your own twist to it, you add your something nuance to you, about you to it. That's it. That's so simple. And that's why people say, right, that's why your niche is so important, because your niche talks about you. And if you're not yourself in these platforms, you're going to be washed away. People are going to call you copycat and stuff like that, because when your identity is not the same, it's not going to work. So basically that's what is, right? Follow the trends but also be yourself. It's these two aspects you have to use when it comes to this. And the other two, which Gary did not talk about this book, or do you understand which creative unit is maximizing for reach at the moment? Let's say people are talking about how people are moving away from reels and into podcasts. You have to understand that, and you have to be like, acha, podcasts are trending, you have to do the podcast at the moment. Reels are trending, reels. And recently Instagram post, the dimension has changed, everyone's on it. I see my feed, it's filled with posts with different ratios and everyone trying that stuff out. And now that is important, and that's what I want to try. And the next thing is, do you understand what type of creative is over indexing within individual platform? For example, Instagram is known for its reels, or Twitter is known for its text. Now LinkedIn has changed the spectrum, so you have to keep in mind. So like, yeah, you have to keep like these certain things in mind. And also I'm not only talking about the text and stuff like that. In certain platforms, certain things will be trending. Like in Twitter, usually news feeds are usually trending, or something controversial always trends in Twitter. In LinkedIn, it's about job, or how you can make money, or the basic stuff of that, like new strategy, something like those are the keywords, right? And in YouTube, it's usually some certain song, trending songs because of the reels, or some trending effect, or any new feature this brings, or these highly edited high dopamine videos. Sadly, this one isn't. It's a really simple breakdown of Gary Vee And sadly, this one isn't. It's a simple breakdown of the slides Gary we just dropped. Yes, now amplification. It's about reaching more people using this. Amplification is what I call A/B testing. So instead of just doing one thing, instead of just putting out like one piece of content, one strategic organic content, what you do is you check it after you've done the posting. You check it out. Okay, is this working? Which one's working? Which one's not working? Which one is working with which audience? Which one is working not working with audience? Which repels my anti customers and which attracts my customers? This is a Russell Brunson concept. We have to always repel the people we don't want to do business with and always attract people we want to do business with. Yes, you can't sell to everyone, remember that. So basically, let's say you're running ads. Instead of creating whole new creatives, you learn from these organic content. Oh, this one worked. Why it worked? What was the hook? What was the body? Like what made sense in the video? Did it become a meme, or is this just a normal trending video? Is it controversial? What did I say in it which made people click? What are the comments? What are the reviews? What are the views? What are like the engagement? All of this, you research this, you learn about it. I mean, these are really simple, yeah. Don't worry too much about it. If you are like, if this sounds a little complex, don't overthink it. Again, like Gary Vee says, just post, but also keep always using strategies. So that's the main goal till now. That's the main goal. Simple. Let me just tell it to you in really, really simple format, right? So let me tell it in a simple format. You post a content. Let's say you post a reel. You think reels are working well, especially the green screen ones or the ones where you're just posting organic, like you're sitting on your couch and making a video. Those are trending. You can do that. And next, on top of that, you're going to check if it became famous or if this worked or did not work. You find out why it worked and why it did not. And then when you figure out what like you just let me put a tick mark over here, a tick box, and boom. When once you understand why this worked, okay, this makes sense. People are reacting well to it. You find out the reason. You can make money. You can make bags. That's what Gary is trying to imply. So imply, amply. I don't know why I said that. You can use the same knowledge in your ads, in your again more content strategies. You'll realize. I mean, it's like you have cracked the code, right? But the code always keeps changing. That's the thing. So basically, that's what it is about. It's not about only making it for the algorithm, because people are too technical and just going for the algorithm. It's also understanding the people, understanding what's trending and what's not. And if you just go all technical and you make a green screen video about something like irrelevant to current marketing trends, it won't work. Before I used to be like, oh, it's all about technicals. It's all about technicals. I don't have to worry about creatives. I don't worry about designing and all of that. But now it's like it's both. That's what Gary Vee says, right? It's not this or that. It's both. That's how the world works. And now let's get to brand formance. Crazy word, right? It's not crazy. It's just a process which Gary Vee talks about. So basically, what you do is after you upload your content, you see what happened. You compare it to all the videos you uploaded. You compare the views, the engagement, amount of people who have inquired about your product if you're a company, or the people who have converted. All of this knowledge and all of the research you have done for your own company, you can use it to make best of the best content. Organic, be it you want to make ads and all of that. So if you want to make ads from this is a good thing Gary Vee added. Let's say you make a post, it worked. You find out why it worked. You make the same content again, but instead now you're more sales focused. Let's say you made a video where it's just trending. It's because of a meme or you said something controversial. You do the same thing in your ad. You just make it more salesy, a little more salesy, not salesy as in you're not begging people. It's more like you're converting them. Yeah. So that's what this whole process is called brand formance. You just make ads on what works. Not only are you making ads separately, on top of that, you're using this strategy. Works like wonders. And if you are someone like who has come from organic and who has made like a really good organic and is trying to switch to Facebook, this is the must go to. Brand formance is crazy, dude. Now let's talk about the videos people want to watch. As I was talking about, right, the modern commercials. So like what modern commercials are, like people are now not anymore watching all these newses like they used to. They're not watching all the like movies, right, and the soap operas which are very saas bahus. They're not working anymore. Now what modern commercials are doing, they're like making skits. They are recording something crazy. They are like they're watching content which is highly curated and highly like edited, over performed, and just curated specifically for you. Those are the contents which are working. According to Gary Vee, what he says is people are watching content which are like, for example, a skit from a sitcom. Like let's say someone is like recreating some character from a serial or whatever like to call. No, Indians call it serials, but Americans call it sitcom. And then music videos are trending, or a movie trailer. These are all as an ads, by the way. If you have a really large device like a laptop, or let's say some people watch YouTube on TV. In YouTube, you might be getting those annoying ads of Korean singers or people like singing on the videos. That's because this is what's currently trending right now, and this is what people want. And this is another Saturday Night Live skit. I mean, this is basically how you grab attention from people, right? Let's say you are making your ad, and the background is all news. It says news. It says there is a, like, it's kind of, the vibe is kind of like a live show. Then people are willing to stop and watch the video, even if you're selling them. Yes. And if it's like a simple, like some people would go crazy enough to make a jingle for their company, which is really good, and that works. By the way, the key, Sabri Subi says this, Russell Brunson says this, now even Gary Vee is saying, the key of an ad is to not be an ad. People shouldn't just like, what the hell? And just sold. Like, kind of like that. That should be their feeling. Ads are not supposed to look like ads. That's simple. I mean, let me just write it down here. There we go. So ads are not supposed to look and feel like ads. And now, so basically think of this as a highly curated content, like really, really thought of, like sought after ad, which like creates feelings in you. Like, remember those old Google ads, Coca-Cola ads, how those branding, how they did their branding, and they created a story around. Kind of like stories are now which are selling, right? Here it's not directly mentioned. So basically the ads which are creating laughter, sadness, happiness, joy, and they appeal to a broader base of people. Isn't that what stories do? So stories are basically, again, longer form, broadly relatable, and potentially higher production videos for broad and impact. So this is more of the company people. Influencers don't have to make higher production videos with longer forms and all of that. It's a whole other spectrum. But now people have to make companies especially are creating long form, broadly relatable, potentially higher production videos for more impact, for more reach, for more branding. This is not the sale part, this is the branding part. But these things are high budget, obviously. Like, if you see Sabri Subi, I mean, dude, you gotta check out Sabri Subi's ads. They're so high production. Like, he uses like the top quality cameras, top quality mics, and he does these high dopamine videos which work like crazy. Why? Because they are just beyond like what anyone can see. It's not even an ad, dude. It's like a whole like aspect of it. Like, you can call it a trailer, a huge video, or a sales video, you might call it. But it's not just any other sales video, right? It's a highly curated content. That's a good example of a highly curated content. Or you can take Russell Brunson's not so new ads. They're the little older ads, in that he burns his own book and he's making an ad. That's crazy. No one burns a book, right? That grabs attention. And also highly curated ones, the ones which take a lot money. Like, it's written here, budget is higher than a normal piece of content, but they cost like very less compared to TVs. Like, television commercials, you have to record them, you have to hire like a huge like actor or some great guy, and then for like uploading it to TVs, they cost you more money. All of this costs a lot of money, and this is like, compared to that, it's nothing. But also compared to organic reach, where you just grab your mobile and record, this is way better. I'll explain the logic behind it. Like, Gary Vee hasn't given this like whole logic, but my logic is, anyone in this world, like Ishan Sharma says, anyone in this world can just hold their phone and just record. Anyone can do it. The resistance is low, but now you have to increase the resistance. You have to do something what not others are not doing, and they can't do it. Let's say you're an influencer and you can create highly curated videos, like for your camera, if you have the budget for it, not a force. You have to do something no one else can, because that's how you create value in this company, right? You can't be another Alex Hermoso. You can't be the next Ishan Sharma. You can't be the next anyone. Can be the next you, though. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it to and tell you be yourself and all of that. Being yourself is an aspect, but also people should not copy yourself. It should be impossible to copy you. That's what makes you truly stand out, not just being yourself. The being yourself, plus you should also be able to make sure that no one copies you. I mean, copying is like a byproduct, but it should be so unique that no one can provide. Let me tell you a good example. If I go on and sell you an iPhone, you'd be like, what? Okay, I'll pay it like lesser than the market price. Like, you'd say, I'll buy it for 1 lakh. That's the cost of it, right? 1 lakh, or let's say 80,000. But with that, I add my own thing in that iPhone. This is not iPhone. Imagine, in this iPhone are all the contact details of the people who made me successful, who made me my first income and all of that. Who these people are? Let's say, for example, this is not my list. Amitabh Bachchan. I have the list of Shah Rukh Khan. Phone numbers of Alex Hermosi. Heck, even Russell Brunson. I have all these phone numbers. Now, will you be paying able to pay me 10 lakhs? 10 lakhs is nothing compared to this, because I added value. This is a unique. No one can give you this iPhone, because only my phone or iPhone has all of this. Now from 80K or like 1 lakh, I just 10x the price. How? Uniqueness. No one should be able to like even copy you. Imagine kind of that. Now moving back to the Gary V stuff, not my opinions anymore. Post creative strategy. Yes. Now you uploaded the video. You even did the brand formance, like I mentioned, is basically where you are using the same content which has worked in your organic, reiterating it, like changing it to a ad, which is not really ad. Like it shouldn't be looking like an ad. It should be a normal video, which sole purpose is to sell, is to grab attention. That's what brand formance is. It's like using the same strategy but in a different platform. Let's say let's say a Instagram post you have made, it just blew up, went viral. You can use the same Instagram post, make it a little bit salesy, not in an evil way, in a nice, positive, affirmative way. You make it a little salesy, and people will still love it. People most probably will buy it from you if you run it as an ad. But the key is to not make it look like an ad, like the typical ad, like how nowadays ads are happening. Hey, do you want to buy my product? Yeah, that's what has been happening around. Coming back to post creative strategy. So basically, what you do in the post strategy is really simple. You observe, you gain an insight on what? On consumer behavior and interest. Gary Vee is an and guy, not an or guy. So I'm put and here. Yeah. So you'll understand the consumer behavior, the psychology, and all of that of your customer in the post creative strategy. All you do is ask yourself few questions after this. Did this content hit strike a nerve, or it like kind of offended someone, or if did it leave a huge emotion on the other person? Are people genuinely leaving positive comments, not the LinkedIn comments? Oh, super, amazing video. No, it should be like really like they mean it, and they are like giving you a virtue signal of their friendship. They're sharing that content, and it's like really positive reinforcement, kind of like that. And then like how, like what tone did you use, or how do the tone and tenor of your comments, not only TikTok, I think almost any platform, how the tone and tenor of your comments differ from another platform's comments? Like let's say you put the same content on Instagram reel and on YouTube. What did the comments you get? And by the way, you won't get this in the first video you post, okay? So you'd have to keep posting, get more people to get to follow you. You get to get to enough influence that people you find your content valuable and they react to it. So yeah, let me get back to it. Let's say IG. Let me put an IG here. IG means Instagram for the people who don't know. Basically, how the comments differ from in Instagram and in YouTube. Was it positive on both sides? Was it like people were friendly in here and some were like too sophisticated in YouTube? It might be anything. Just you do the research. And then did your content make people uncomfortable, or it was offending, or in a way it was like controversial? Really, a good take would be like, many people make these controversial videos, right? Those make people uncomfortable, and so in a way it's a good thing, but also in a way it's a bad thing. I mean, it's a neutral thing, yeah. Like you can make people uncomfortable and still they might buy products from you. And also, did they find it funny? Or if it's a funny video, it's a really genuine funny. Did it work? Is this the humor your audience wants? Is this the humor your audience makes sense of? So that's the post-shoot strategy. Just you ask yourself questions on how it worked. And also in this, I would add a few things like how many views it got. The basic. I'm using cursive. Yep. So the basic. This is basic. This is a point I added. So now this becomes a cycle, right? Gary did mention this, I think so. What happens? You create a SOC. What is a SOC? Don't forget, strategic organic content. Let me just use this here now. You make a creative. This is the SOC. Now you upload it to the like the platforms. This is the upload symbol, and then what you do is you do this PCS. What is PCS? It's the post content strategy. After you uploaded it, you do this strategy. You reiterate, you learn from stuff, you look at the comments, you ask those questions which I mentioned right now. And again, what you can do with this insights is you can directly put it back into the SOCs are basically strategic organic content. So this becomes like a whole feedback loop. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, right? You have to create feedback loop. And the faster and the stronger you create, the more you learn. And the more you learn, again, it's a loop. You keep getting better and better and better. It's like an upward forming loop. Better, you keep getting better, and you excel. Now again, this is a beyond the book thing. Gary, we added a lot of these. So now let's get to the last part of it. I've been frying your brain since the beginning. This one, comments as creative. So this is like a completely new thing. Before, what is used to happen, right? Your content strategy was only like 100 posts or deliverables. This is how old agencies work. If they're still working, that's how they work. That's not gonna work. Now what people want is, people want you to interact like a human. Even if you're a big corporate faceless giant or you're some crazy controversial company, you have to be human. That's where Zomato comes in. I can't draw the logo of Zomato, please. That took me 2 minutes. Yep, Zomato is good at this marketing. They are like not just only this is just one part of them. Zomato is acting like a human. It's not a faceless company anymore. It's a person who's talking about like real life issues. It has its own personality. If you look at Zomato's marketing, it has personality. I mean, this is just a part of it. And also, C works as really good. Comments as creative. Now, people are not just posting and just deleting their Instagram forever or just again logging back again, posting and deleting. No, this is not how it's happening now. If let's say if some video is trending, companies are putting sorry, what do you call it, companies are commenting in people. Like this is a good example. Indeed, the job providing companies, like basically what these companies are trying to do, they're trying to be friendly, they're trying to be open. Oh, I did not realize this, but they're all Vayner Media clients. Yeah, so that's what happening. What usual communication happens is someone gives a negative review. What you do is, oh, okay, you have this problem. Let me do, like you have this problem. Like, hey, have a contact with us. Like, oh, this is your problem. Let me solve it in the comment section. No, now it's completely different. Like whatever is trending, companies are just putting their comment on. Like it's a personal friendly comment, which like you can see in the previous ones. Like here, everybody like it's a relatable and very warm approach to it. And then there are like make when people make memes, they just add this stuff. You get the point. That's how CSCs work. It's almost the end of the presentation. Here Gary Vee talks about day trading attention isn't about the next big thing. Like yeah, here it says it's about what's next, or it's about not the next big thing or the next TikTok. That's not it's all about. At the end of the day, it's about the now. We have to change the now. Actually, it's a little bit spiritual ish. You have to change the now. That's when the future will become better. Instead of focusing on what will happen in the future, see where attention is currently flowing. Do it's contrary to what many believes. Do what many people are doing in some way. I want you to confirm. I want you to get inspiration, not copy them. Get inspiration from people who are actually making it happen, who are actually grabbing attention, who are actually it's working for those people. That's how you grab attention. You grab attention now, not in the future. If you are like if you are already going to red note, if you are an American or a Indian company helping out, if you're already going on red note and starting posting content and doing all of that, not gonna work, because it's the future. I wanted to focus on the present now. Where is the attention now? It's in TikTok, it's in okay, some of it is flowing to red note also. You can check it. You have to do that also, but just go where your audience are. At the end of the day, that's the key. Yep, so this is the end. This is the thesis of all the things I have mentioned right now. The key is to find where attention is, especially underpriced attention, because the cheaper you get attention for, the better anyway. But also it's about getting attention from places where no one else has been. Like now, if you see Instagram Reels, it's saturated. Many people are doing the same thing. But it's all about finding new ways. It's about finding creative ways. Like I said, right? Creative logic. Both can go together. That's they have to. It's like you can't be like, I'm a creative person, I'm a logical person. That's not works anymore. You have to be both. And also, what Gary Vee suggests is, and I am also going to do this, execution is a game, man. As always. You can't just read about swimming and just swim, right? It's similar to that. Make more effort. Just do this. Even if I tell you about all the secrets, if you don't implement them, they're useless. Now, don't think too much on what to post and all of that. Just post, yeah. Start somewhere. When you start, no, you'll kind of make your own path. You will pave your own path. You will fail, completely fine. You will succeed, great. If you are not moving anywhere, it's fine. Keep iterating, keep learning, keep into this feedback loop. That's when you learn more and you keep excelling. Like many things in life, you did not read a book, you did not watch a video for it. The basic of basic, walking, speaking, talking, unless you are on Duolingo, I don't know why. You learned it, you made mistakes, you learn from them. It's always about falling on your face and then learning from it, because the most successful people are the people who are willing to fall on their face first and again stand up and live normal and learn from their mistakes. That's what it's to become really, really successful. It's not about failing, it's about failing wisely.